Hello students, we will now see the various methods of solving many number of problems on heat transfer analysis or thermal analysis. This particular topic is one of the portion of module 4 of FEA subject. In addition to 4 to 5 derivations as a part of the content of the syllabus, we are having some number of numerical problems that are to be solved using many number of formulas that are present in this sheet. This will be explained during the course of this particular video. Whenever you people will hear the word called as thermal analysis, your mind must be able to recognize one particular fact, that is, the output product of any thermal analysis is nothing but temperature distribution or temperature flow. You need to determine the temperature at the various nodes of a particular structural member depending upon the type of the boundary condition and the mode of heat transfer given. Whenever we concentrate on thermal analysis from the FEA subject point of view, you need to know what kind of boundary conditions are given. That is, the structural member is perfectly insulated, structural member is having conduction mode of heat transfer, structural member is experiencing convection type of heat transfer, etc. Also, some of the parameters such as thermal conductivity, heat generated, length of the structural member, temperature at a particular node, bulk temperature, etc. will be given within the problem definition, depending upon which the formulas will be different for solving different number of problems under this particular module. The first three formulae present in this particular sheet will be known as the governing equation of FEA pertaining to thermal analysis or heat transfer analysis. The first equation read like this: K into T plus H into T is equal to F. From the first equation, when you concentrate closely, if you take T as common factor, then within the bracket K plus H into common factor T is equal to F. If the H factor is not given within the problem definition, then it can be neglected. Thus, the equation number 2 can be simplified as K into T is equal to F. This particular equation number 3 will be used in all the problems in addition to equation 2 in few number of problems to find out the nodal temperature or temperature at different nodes of a structural member. The very important equation in thermal analysis is equation number 4, that is individual element stiffness matrix small letter k is equal to Ki Ai by Li 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. The K term present in the RHS represents thermal conductivity. Sentence will be repeated once again. The K term present in the RHS of equation 4 represents thermal conductivity. Also, the K term present in the LHS of same equation number 4 represents stiffness matrix. Even though they look as similar, but they have different names. This should be very clear in all of your minds, students. Area is represented by the symbol A. Length of the element is represented by small letter L. When you add these individual element stiffness matrices, you are going to get global stiffness matrix capital letter K, which is equal to K1 plus K2 plus K3 plus K4 continued. The equation present in the RHS of equation 5, that is capital letter K, is used in equation 2 and 3 to find out the nodal temperature. If a particular structural member is subjected to convective type of heat transfer, then you should not have to use equation 4. Specifically, you have to use equation 6 only if convection type of heat transfer is predominantly given within the problem definition. Then K convection, which means stiffness matrix due to convective type of heat transfer. Words will be repeated. K convection means stiffness matrix due to convective type of heat transfer is equal to P into H into L divided by 6, 2112. P is perimeter of the structural member, which represents the cross sectional geometry. H is a thermally related parameter. L is the length of the element. Equation number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 will concentrate on what side of a structural member are subjected to convective and conduction type of heat transfer. Equation number 7 tells if a structural member is subjected to conduction type of heat transfer, then the global force vector will be calculated by using the formula AQL by 2 1 1. A is cross sectional area, L is length of the element, Q is heat generated on the surface of the structural member, unit watt per meter cube. If a structural member is subjected to convective type of heat transfer, then you have to use a separate formula to calculate the global force vector capital letter F. This is given by capital letter F is equal to P into H into T infinity into L by 2 1 1. Here T infinity is called as bulk temperature. Now, as per equation 9, when the convection type of heat transfer takes place at the right end of a structural member or composite wall in particular, then the H matrix will be calculated by using the formula A into H end 0 0 0 1. Right end means heat transfer is occurring at the foremost part of the structural member. So right end convection heat transfer is occurring. It is present. Present means 1. Absent means 0. So the inside the equation we have the matrix 0 0 0 1. Now all of you students concentrate on equation 10. If the convective type of heat transfer is occurring at the left end, that is the front end, beginning of the structural member or composite wall, then you have to write the number 1 in the beginning, that is H is equal to A into H end into 1 0 0 0. So all of you students concentrate in the matrix representation of equation 9 and 10. Right end number 1 is written at the last, left end number 1 is written at the beginning. Equation number 11 tells the formula for calculating F matrix when the convective type of heat transfer is occurring at the right end. Formula is F is equal to A into H into T infinity 0 1. Right end means foremost end. In the second position you have to write the number 1. Remaining formulas will be explained in the next video.